Hello again, it's Dave at Focus Fitness, and I want to take a few minutes today to talk about core training. What is the core? Is it just these muscles? Is it just these muscles? No, it's not. The core is the group of muscles between the rib cage and the pelvis that connect the rib cage to the pelvis. Imagine if you didn't have any muscle here, all you have is your spine. And so all of this, the spine is very exposed, right? So we want to have good muscles in the core. And how do we train the core? Is it just a bunch of crunches? Is it just a bunch of planks? No, it's actually two types of movement. With the core, you have rotation and anti-rotation. You have flexion, you have movement and anti-movement. So movement is an active movement, right? I'm crunching, I'm rotating. And then you have anti-movement, which is like a plank, right? If someone comes up and pushes me, I have to tighten my stomach. Otherwise, I'm just gonna flip away, right? So, movement, anti-movement, and then the planes of motion, you have forward and rotation, basically. So, what is anti-movement in this plane? Plank. What is a movement in this plane? Rotation. What's an anti-movement in this plane? It's called anti-rotation. So we actually do holds this way. Palloff presses, things like that. You can look them up. But the principle here is that you have shoulders and hips are the big ball and sockets in the body, right? We have only two joints in the body circumduct. Circumduct is total motion. The shoulders and the hips. So if we want to connect those and create power and things, action and movement through those two areas, the core is the center of all that. Mark Verstegen of Core Performance and Exos, I believe now, says that this is the pillar strength. So he wrote a book called Core Performance, but he talks about abdominal strength, this pillar strength, the pillar of like a house, right? Roman columns, the base, the roof. We have the shoulders and the hips, and all of this musculature is what creates that stability. So when I'm giving people exercises to strengthen their core, I'm thinking about those. I'm thinking, what planes of motion are we working in? And I'm thinking, are we moving? Are we resisting movement? Right? I said anti-movement, but resisting movement. So that's a real quick one. I can go on, but that's just the 101. What is the core? Connects the ribs to the hips. It's all this musculature, front and back and sides. And the way we work it is movement, anti-movement, and the different planes. All right? I hope that you found that interesting. And I will talk to you more later about core training. Thanks.